the blossoming of our human adventure has to do with our awakening to another part of our life. There are 3 dimensions to our life. We are not just a body and a mind. The background of our life is our awareness. The first step of our awakening is discovering that our sense of self doesn't actually come from our body or our mind. Our sense of self comes from our awareness. We are always overlooking our awareness because our awareness is the experiencer of our experiences, and our attention is always on our experiences. Most of us don't realize it, but our life consists of only 2 things: our awareness and our experiences. Our experiences consist of our mind, body, and world. That which experiences our experiences is our awareness. To experience something is to be aware of it, and that which is aware of things is awareness itself. Our body is a flow of changing experiences. Our mind is a flow of changing experiences. Our world is a flow of changing experiences. One experience is replaced by another. No experience lasts. Our awareness is the experiencer of our experiences. Our awareness is not a flow of changes. Our awareness is unchanging and unchangeable. Our sense of self comes from our unchanging awareness, not from our ever-changing body or our ever-changing mind. Our body is not our self-place. Our mind is not our self-place. A flow of changing experiences cannot produce a sense of self. Our self-place can only be found in our unchanging awareness, which is the experiencer of our experiences. Once we discover that our awareness is our self-place, we no longer attach our sense of self to our body or our mind. We clearly see that our body and mind are part of our experiences. We see that our experiences are just an adventure that we are having. This is our initial discovery, and it sets the stage for more discoveries to come. Once we are fully conscious of our real self-place, our awareness, we can begin to live from that point of view. We can then see that we have always been living from the point of view of our awareness, but we just never realized it. Only awareness can have or be a point of view, because only awareness is aware. Anything else is just a passing experience, experienced by awareness. Once we begin to live from the point of view of our awareness, we begin to experience the self-nature of awareness. Awareness is not changed by any experience. It is unchanging and unchangeable. Its unchanging nature is experienced as safety, peace, and freedom. This feeling of safety, peace, and freedom is the reward for awakening to our true self-place. We know we never have to worry about losing this feeling because it is the very nature of our self-place. We realize that our awareness is our actual life. We experience a body and a mind, but our awareness is what we are. When we say I or me, we are actually referring to our awareness, not to our body or mind, because our awareness is the experiencer of our body and mind. The me that I am is the experiencer of my experiences, and the experiencer of my experiences is my awareness, not my body or my mind. We realize that it is wrong to say my awareness because our self-place is just awareness itself. Me and my awareness are not two separate things. The me that I am is the me of awareness itself. There is no separate me apart from or other than awareness itself. We realize that awareness itself has always been our self-place, but we just didn't know it. We realize that this is how it is for others as well. Everyone's self-place is awareness itself, but very few of us know it. Almost everyone is living from the point of view of their body or their mind. We realize that awareness itself is the me of every mind and body. The life of every me is the life of awareness itself. A human mind has the potential to discover that everyone's life is the life of awareness itself. We have different bodies and minds, but our self-place is the same self-place, awareness itself. Awareness itself is living through different bodies and minds. The oneness of life is found in and through our self-place, awareness itself. Everyone's self-place is their awareness. Everyone's awareness is the same awareness, awareness itself. Everyone's me is the same me, the me of awareness itself. Everyone's life is the life of me, and the life of me is the life of awareness. Awareness itself is the me of my life and the me of life itself. To know this is to know the oneness of life. To know the oneness of life is to know the singularity of life. There is only one life, experiencing different bodies and minds. To know the oneness of life is to know that life is not created by its experiences. Life itself is the creator of its experiences. Life itself is both the source and the substance of whatever it creates and experiences. Life can only create experiences of itself because life is all that exists. Every experience is actually an experience of life's creativity. Life is continually creating different experiences of itself to experience. Our world, body, and mind exist only as a flow of experiences. Life itself is the truth of reality. Reality is what is always present. Reality is what everything is made of. Reality is the actual substance of things. The substance and reality of our world, body, and mind is life's creativity. Every experience is an experience of life's creativity. The reality and substance of life's creativity is life's eternal being. Life's eternal being is life's formless, unchanging self-place, awareness itself. Life's creativity is the substance of life's experiences, and life's eternal being is the substance of life's creativity. Such is the oneness and singularity of life. In the early stages of human understanding, we have a dualistic notion of creator and creation. We have the idea that creation is separate and different from the creator. We have the idea that our human lives are created by the creator, and that everyone's life is separate and different. All of our religions are based on this dualistic notion of separation. When we discover the oneness of life, we discover the singularity of life. When we discover the singularity of life, we know the non-duality of creator and creation. Every experience is an experience of life itself, and every experience is experienced by life itself. There is only life itself, creating different experiences of itself. This is the truth of reality, but this truth is not yet seen by either science or religion. Life's creativity is a flow of ever-changing forms. No form exists unto itself. No form has its own life or produces its own life. No form is separate or apart from life itself. Every form is only an experience of life's creativity. Every form exists only as life's creativity. Every form is a form of life itself. Every form of life is an experience of life itself. What is the universe? The universe is life creating different worlds to explore and enjoy. What are life forms? Life forms are life-creating bodies to live through. Each new body is a new point of view and a new adventure. There is only life itself, continually creating new and different experiences of itself and for itself. This realization is our awakening. When we discover the singularity of life, we are able to recognize our world, body, and mind for what they really are. They are experiences of life's creativity. The world is not really a place. Our body is not really our life. Our mind is not really our self. These are just ideas that we have when we don't know the oneness and singularity of life. We can't discover the oneness of life by studying the world or the things within it. We can't discover the oneness of life within the flow of ever-changing experiences. We can't discover the oneness of life within life's creativity. The oneness of life is only found in and through what we all have in common: our self-place, awareness itself. When we realize that our unchanging awareness is our true self and our true life, we are able to clearly see that everything else in our life is just a passing experience. Experiences suddenly lose the importance that we have always put on them. We have always been focused on our experiences. We have always thought of our experiences as our life. Now we see that this is not the case. Passing experiences are just that, only passing experiences. Our unchanging awareness is our ongoing life, and it is never changed or affected by any of our passing experiences. Our unchanging awareness inherently transcends the flow of our ever-changing experiences. It doesn't have to make any effort to do so. It is simply unchangeable. We never saw this before because our sense of self was attached to our body and our mind. Now we see that our body and mind are part of our ever-changing experiences. Our life is our self, and our self is not to be found in any of our changing experiences. It is only found in and as our unchanging awareness. Discovering that our unchanging awareness is our real self and our real life is like waking up from a dream. When our body is sleeping and our mind is dreaming, our dream experiences seem to be our only life. Our sense of self is attached to our dream body. When we wake up from a dream, we see that our dream was just a flow of passing experiences. Discovering our true self place and our real life is just such an awakening. It is profound. It changes how we see our world, body, and mind. We no longer see the world as a place. We no longer see our body as our life, and we no longer see our mind as our self. Our world, body, and mind are clearly seen as just a flow of passing experiences. We see that awareness itself is what we always are and where we always are. We can never be anything else. We can never be anywhere else. Awareness itself is inherently unchanging and unchangeable. It is timeless because time only applies to things that change. Awareness itself is life's self-place and eternal, timeless being. Birth, change, and death apply only to experiences, not to life itself. Experiences are life's playground. They are life's self-entertainment and self-enjoyment. The flow of experiences is the flow of life's creativity, and the flow of life's creativity is the flow of life's imagination. The great secret to life's creativity, which is the flow of experiences, is that it exists only within and as life's eternal being. Reality is found in the actual substance of whatever exists. World, body, and mind exist only as the flow of experiences. The flow of experiences exists only as life's creativity. Life's creativity exists only as life's imagination. Life's imagination exists only as life's eternal being. Life's eternal being is the formless presence of awareness itself. The formless presence of awareness itself is the experiencer of experiences. Experiences arise out of life's timeless, formless presence as the flow of form, change, and time, and exist only within life's timeless, formless being, which is awareness itself. Awareness itself is the experiencer of experiences. Experiences arise within awareness itself, and they are made of awareness itself. Experiences can never leave awareness itself. Experiences are never experienced outside of awareness itself, because awareness itself is life's eternal being, and life itself is all that ever exists. There is nothing outside of life itself, because there is nothing separate from or other than life itself. Experiences exist only within life itself and are made of life itself. Creating experiences of itself is what life does. Awareness itself is life's self-place and unchanging substance. This understanding only becomes clear when we discover that everyone's true life and self-place is the formless, unchanging presence of awareness itself. Once we can see this oneness of life, we awaken to the singularity of life. We see that life itself is all that ever exists. We see that we are life itself, awakening to itself. Living as a body in a world and a mind in a body is just a passing adventure that life enjoys doing. Life enjoys its creativity. Life enjoys creating worlds, bodies, and minds. Life enjoys having adventures and experiences. Life enjoys exploring its own imagination and its amazing creative abilities. Life enjoys losing itself in its creativity, and life enjoys finding itself in its unchanging awareness. Life loses itself in its creativity by overlooking and ignoring its own self-place and singularity. Life creates an imagined world within itself and then has adventures within it by creating different bodies to live through. Each body is a point of view from which life can experience, enjoy, and explore its imagined world. When life is creating experiences of a human body and living from the point of view of a human mind, life has the opportunity to have mind adventures as well as body adventures. This is quite interesting. Life is able to explore different levels of intelligence and imagination within human minds in order to create different human experiences. With a human mind, life is able to explore the adventures of human learning and human creativity. Life is able to create a human world and find ways to keep improving that world. A human mind is unique in its potential for learning and creating, and it is a great adventure to explore each human mind's possibilities and capabilities. The most unique thing about experiencing a human mind is the possibility of life discovering its own self-place and singularity from the point of view of a human mind. This is the adventure of awakening. It is a human mind awakening to its true self-place and true life. It is awareness awakening to itself. It is life's self-knowing, emerging within and through a human mind. It is the smiling joy of life's self-love and life delight.